Generally speaking, I think there's a growing sort of concept to have a, if I can call it, a hotel type concept, and I believe that with the plug and fill and the hotel type concept, that would be the most preferable way of actually looking at that particular project.
Look, I think there's always a good sense of context and whether there's a relationship between individuals, groups of individuals and wider community, and some are better at that than others. So that's the first thing. There's a relationship between what's public space, what's semi-public space, and what's private space. And generally, the students were quite good at it, and as I said, some are better than others. Conceptually, it's interesting how each of you have used, generally you've used what's called sustainable livelihoods approaches, which is the relationship between how people survive, live, and what you want to do with the spaces. So generally, people were really good at that. Some students were really good at the sense of the relationship between the individual, the collective household, the disaggregated household over time. So that's more, and capabilities are quite important in that whole new development plan concept. And some were really good at the notion of where capabilities are strong and where you interface strongly with capabilities and you build them. So there's a nice dialogue around that, or a sense of how people live and what you want to interact with and what you want to do and what you want to build.
I think what is good about all the projects is that there's an attempt to create conditions for life, and on a very conceptual basis, and that's appreciated. From an urban design point of view, I think the understanding of the living unit as a private, almost kind of what some of you call the locker space, and then the public space then having to move onto the street was very clear, and it shows sort of mutual understanding of how cities work, especially among the less fortunate.
I would like to have seen on the part of everybody maybe a little more of the larger scale analysis before getting right into the micro. It seems to me that almost everybody, I get the sense that there was kind of an acceptance of what was there and making it better, which is one thing to do because obviously they're living in unacceptable conditions. So I think first and foremost, you need absolutely to make the quality of life better and more healthy. One bathroom for 100 people is obviously unacceptable. So I would have also been really focused on providing adequate services first of all, and kind of establish how much space in those existing conditions do adequate services, and life safety issues get taken care of, and then what's left over. I'm not sure that we have to accept that we're just going to make their 9 square meter space better than it is now with better materials. I think you really need to look more at what you require to live acceptably. There's a minimal level, and none of those conditions where they're living now provide that minimal level of quality of life.